This is a gentle morning practice that you can do to open up your body, and you can even do this practice in your bed. So we're going to start lying down on our backs, and go ahead and just set your pillow aside so that you've got a nice long spine and that your head is resting on the bed. And you can bend your knees so that your feet are on the bed, hands are by your sides, and just take a moment to center yourself in. If you like, you can place your fingertips right on your heart center and just begin some gentle rhythmic breathing in through the nose, breathing down into the heart, making that connection there. Softly breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And we're just going to take a few minutes to connect with our own natural rhythmic breathing. This will be different for everyone, and it's very gentle. Should be very comfortable, nice and easy. As you expand the heart center, as you fill the lungs with your inhale, on the exhale, sinking deeper into the core of your being. And as we breathe, if you like, you can breathe in the soft pink energy of the divine feminine. Just bringing that warm, soft energy into your being. You can also connect the back of your heart center to the core of Mother Earth. Feeling that connection there as you breathe deeply into the core of your being and connecting with the core of the earth. Making your next inhalation a little bit deeper, expanding the lungs a little bit fuller. And let us begin. Go ahead and roll over onto your right side, keeping your knees bent in close to your belly. Hands are stretched out long. So arms are straight, palm on palm. Right shoulder is on the bed. And then we're going to inhale, opening the left palm up to the sky and then all the way over to the left side. So now your arms are in a T, palms facing up. Knees stay on the bed, so we're doing a gentle spinal twist here. If you like, you can look over the left shoulder, getting a full twist all the way from the base of the spine up through the low back, mid back, upper back, and then even the neck and head. Going to continue that rhythmic breathing here in through the heart center. And notice the different areas where the lungs expand through your back. On the next inhalation, we're going to reverse that, coming back to palm on palm. And then we're going to switch sides. So go ahead and just roll over onto your left side. Same things, knees are going to be tucked in toward the belly, arms are stretched out long, palm on palm here. And then go ahead and inhale that right arm all the way up to the sky and then over to the right side, looking over your right shoulder. It's fine if your shoulder hovers above the earth. So you're going to leave the knees and the thighs on the bed, and the shoulder and the arm may float a little bit depending on your mobility. If you like, you can look over that right shoulder and then return to the breath, noticing where the breath flows in through the back of the body, expanding the lungs in all directions. And then with the next inhalation, we're going to reverse that, bringing palm on palm again together. And then we're going to go ahead and roll over onto the back, having the knees bent, placing the soles of the feet on the earth, we're going to begin to gently come into bridge pose. We're going to take a few breaths to get in there. So as you inhale, press into the feet and begin to lift the hips off of the bed. And as you exhale, roll the spine back down and allow the hips to rest back onto the bed. Do that a few times with your own breath, each time coming a little bit higher as you inhale, pressing the hips up toward the sky, and then rolling the spine back down toward the earth. On your third breath or so, we're going to come up about 80% of the way and hold. And as you hold here, make sure you're engaging your glute muscles. Those are your butt muscles. You can even use your thumbs to check and kind of press into your butt there and make sure that those muscles are activated. And then you're going to slightly engage the inner thigh by imagining that you're squeezing a ball between your knees. The knees are still separated. We're not bringing the knees together, but just a gentle squeeze there in the inner thighs. You press into the soles of the feet. Continuing to breathe here, press the hips a little bit higher. We're activating the low back here. Nice deep inhale, your next in-breath. And on the exhale, we're going to slowly roll down, taking your time. It may take you more than one breath until the hips finally reach the earth. When they do, go ahead and inhale your knees in toward the chest, wrapping your arms around your shins. Give yourself a nice squeeze here. You can even lift the head and forehead to meet the knees. And then placing the head back on the bed, we're just going to begin to rock side to side. So just rocking the knees left to right, giving them a little squeeze. And then go ahead and release the right leg, allow it to go long on the bed, straighten that right leg out. Clasp your hands around the shin of the left leg, and we're going to begin to squeeze the left knee in toward the left shoulder. While you're holding here, you can do a few ankle rolls in each direction and return to the breath as you send the breath deep into your hips, allowing them to open and soften. On the next exhale, squeeze a little bit tighter there. And then on the inhale, release. Allow both legs to go long. Pausing just for a moment, feel the difference on each side. And then inhale the right knee into the shoulder, clasping the hands around the shin. Give it a nice squeeze there. Again, you can do those ankle rolls on the right leg, going both directions. Staying connected to the breath as you soften and open that right hip. On your next exhale, squeeze a little bit tighter, and then inhale on the, or release on the inhale. And pause here for a moment. Then we're going to come into an inner thigh opening. So go ahead and bring the legs up above your hips and reach to the insides of your knees, clasping just below your knee around your shin. And we're going to allow the legs to fall open. So you're using your hands to hold your legs up here, and the legs should be completely relaxed. You can do a few more ankle rolls if you like. We're just allowing the inner thighs to open, the hips to release. Keeping connected to the breath, to the heart center. And then go ahead and hold on to your inner thighs as you begin to extend one leg and then the other. So we're just going back and forth, sort of pressing through the heel, opening up the inner thigh. You can do both legs at once if you like. You can do a few more ankle rolls. Just kind of follow your body's natural movement here. We're going to slowly close the legs, bring the knees together. Keeping the knees bent, reach back behind your thighs and begin to lift the soles of the feet up toward the sky. It's fine to have a bend in the back of the knees. We're just opening up the back of the legs here. We're going to hold for a minute, so find a comfortable place where you can hold on either to the back of your thighs or you can hang on to your pant legs if you're wearing pajama pants or sweatpants. You can also use your belly, a little bit of your ab muscles to hold the legs up. But mostly the idea here is to open the back of the legs. So you're just going to gently begin to pull the toes back toward your shins and slowly press through the heels, getting a nice stretch through the back of the legs, breathing into the places where you feel sensation. And then we're going to slowly release that, bringing the legs into tabletop. So knees are above the hips, shins are parallel to the floor. Go ahead and open your arms wide again to that T, palms facing up. We're going to begin to just windshield wiper the legs back and forth. So keeping the torso, the upper body on the bed, just rocking the hips, bringing the knees down close. They may touch the bed or they may just hover, just opening up through the back here. You can go as fast or as slow as feels comfortable. You may find that each time you go a little bit further, a little bit deeper, opening up the spine and preparing your body for movement for the day. Okay, we're going to slow that down and then just go ahead and roll over onto one side. We're going to come up to a seated position, and you can sit on the edge of the bed, placing the soles of your feet on the earth. Sit up nice and tall here and just take a moment to notice what it feels like to go from lying down to sitting up. You're in a different position relative to the earth and the sky, so just feel into that for a moment. Then we're going to do a little bit more opening of the hips in a reclined pigeon or figure four. So just go ahead and lean back, and we're going to bring the left ankle onto the right thigh bone. So we're going to have the left knee is bent, sole of the foot is pointing out to the side. And you want to be sure you don't put any pressure on the joints. And so we're really putting the weight on the ankle bone, not the ankle joint. And then we're going to be below the knee joint. So the ankle bone is on the thigh. And from here, you can begin to sit up straight as far as your hips will allow you. And once you feel that sensation, go ahead and pause there and just breathe into this nice hip opening. You can place the left hand on top of the left knee and the right hand below the right foot, just giving some very gentle support, lightly pressing the knee down toward the earth and gently lifting the foot toward the sky as you begin to hinge forward at the hips, bringing your belly closer to your thighs. We're going to hold here for a few breaths. So once you get into that place where you're feeling that opening and that stretch, bring your attention back to your breath in your heart center as you move the breath from the heart into your hips, encouraging them to release and to open. You may find after a few breaths that you're able to lean just a little bit more forward. But we want to be gentle. If we go too far, the body will actually have the reverse effect and it will begin to tighten. So when we're very gentle and we ease into things, bringing that feminine dimension into our practice, the body softens and opens. On your next inhalation, we're going to release, leaning back. Allow both feet to come to the earth, and then we're just going to go to the other side. So right ankle bone on left thigh, sitting up nice and tall, and then begin to hinge forward at the hips. You can place the right hand on the right knee, left hand below the left foot. And again, we're just gently encouraging that knee toward the earth. And this is like a micro movement, just a millimeter. These are not big movements. They're gentle and soft, and they come from within. As the left hand gently presses the foot up toward the sky, and we're hinging forward at the hips, bringing the belly toward the thighs, nice tall spine, and then come back to the breath. See if you're gripping anywhere in your body and find the places where you can release, let go, and open. You may find that you're able to lean just a little bit deeper into the pose. And on the next inhalation, we're going to lean back and release the feet to the earth. We're going to stand up into a forward fold. So go ahead and just lean over your thighs, allow the arms to dangle, allow the head to dangle, and then just begin to lift yourself up over those thighs. You're going to end up in a forward fold. If your hands are on the earth, go ahead and cup your elbows to hold the arms there, and keep a nice bend in the back of the legs. So we're just gently encouraging the whole back of the body to open, releasing the neck so that the crown of your head is reaching down toward the earth. You're looking back behind your legs, so through your knees, behind you, and breathing here. And on your next inhalation, we're going to bend the knees pretty deep as you slowly release the arms and roll up one vertebrae at a time, saving the head and shoulders for the very last part. Once you're upright, roll the shoulders back, bring the palms together at heart center, and we've come into our mountain pose. Take a moment to allow yourself to adjust. Head is tall, feet are firmly planted on the earth. And then we're going to come into some side bends. So go ahead and release the arms. Step your feet together so that the ankles are touching. We're going to inhale the arms up, sweeping your auric field. Interlace the fingers and press through the index finger and the thumb, reaching really tall through the spine. And then we're going to reach up and over like we're reaching over a gigantic beach ball, pressing through the fingers and away with that opposite hip. So really getting a nice stretch through the side body. Continue breathing here. You can put a little smile. Inhale up through center, stretch nice and tall, and then up and over the opposite side. Again, pressing that hip away as you press the fingers toward the sky, breathing. Nice whole stretch on the side body here. And then inhale through center. Release your hands to your thighs. We're going to bring palm on palm, lifting the hands up. We're looking up in a slight arch in the back, slight back bend, pressing the hips forward. And then we're going to lean forward, hands on thighs, and roll over into your forward fold. We're going to hold here for a few breaths. So go ahead and release the back of the neck. Allow the head to reach toward the core of the earth. And breathing here, knees are bent. And you can gently play in micro movements with just slightly straightening one leg and then release back to the bend and then the other leg. We're just pressing the back of the knees toward the back of the room, one at a time, kind of pedaling your feet or your legs here. You can also play with tucking your chin toward the chest, opening up the back of the neck, the base of the skull. On the next inhalation, bend the knees deep, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. And once you come up, head comes up, shoulders roll back, and back into that mountain pose. And let's do that again. So release the hands. We're going to bring the feet together, stand up nice and tall. Inhale the hands up, sweeping your auric field, interlacing the fingers. Reach nice and high up into the sky, up and over. Big stretch here, breathing through that side body, allowing it to open. And then inhaling again, up through center, nice and tall, and up and over the other side. And then again, reaching through center, release the hands, bring palm on palm, looking up, reaching up and over, back bend here. And then coming forward, back into that forward fold, bending the knees. This time you can reach back and grab onto either the back of your ankles or the back of your calves. Elbows are bent, elbows are in tight toward the knees and thighs. And you're just using your arms to pull your tummy toward your thighs. Knees are still bent. Top of the head is going down toward the earth. And as you're here, play with just slightly leaning forward into the balls of your feet. And then gently back toward the heels. Very micro movement, rocking back and forth as you use your hands to pull your thighs toward your torso, or to pull your upper body toward your thighs. Good, we're going to release here, slowly rolling up one vertebrae at a time, and back into that mountain pose. Good, so we're just going to do a little bit more opening on the hips and thighs. We're going to come into a high lunge, and if you have a wall or a chair next to you, that can help you for balance. We're going to step forward onto the right foot, putting all of the weight, sending the roots through your foot down into the earth, and then we're going to pop that left foot back really far. Nice distance between the feet, back leg is straight, right knee is above the right ankle. Once you're there, go ahead and bring the torso up to upright. Once you're there, you can sink a little bit deeper into the legs. You'll probably feel this in the front of your hip and the front of the thigh on that left leg. Once you're there, go ahead and inhale that left arm up, and that same feeling of reaching up and out of the hips, reaching those fingertips up toward the sky. You can even look up and slightly look back if it's comfortable for you to do that. Once you're there, you can sink a little bit deeper into the legs. Breathing here. On your next exhale, we're going to release, lean over that front leg and step the feet together. We'll come into the other side. So placing your hand on the wall or a chair, put all of your weight on that left foot, again sending your roots down into the earth, getting nice and grounded in that front foot, and then popping that right foot back, a nice wide stance into that high lunge. Back leg is straight, front knee is over the front ankle. Once you're here, make sure the torso is nice and upright. There's a tendency to kind of lean out over that front thigh, so bring your body upright so the crown of the head is going up toward the sky. And once you're there, sink just a little bit deeper as you inhale that right arm up. And again, reaching nice and tall, fingers toward the sky. If you like, you can slightly look up and a slight arch in the upper back. Once you're there, you can sink just a tiny bit deeper, breathing, opening, feeling yourself nice and grounded. And then on your next inhalation, we're going to lean forward, release, and step the feet together. Good. The final pose we're going to do is a downward facing dog. So if you're used to that in your practice, you can go just into a forward fold and come into downward dog. Or you can start with a gentler version by placing your hands on the side of the bed and doing a little bit of a modified downward facing dog. Arms are straight, heart is going toward the thighs, stepping the feet back to where the heels are just hovering above the earth. You can have a slight bend in the back of the knees, and you can even pedal the feet, opening up the ankles and the calves. Once you've pedaled the feet a couple times, you can have both legs coming mostly straight, a slight bend in the back of the knees, and then encourage your heart to go toward your thighs. Breathing here. And then you can slowly walk your hands toward your feet, ending up in a forward fold. The last forward fold of the day. Go ahead and reach back again, grabbing onto your ankles or calves. Hug yourself nice and deep. And now see how much you can straighten the thighs or straighten the legs. Pressing the back of the knees towards the back of the room. Crown of the head is going down toward the earth. And then we're going to release, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way up. And finishing in mountain pose. Go ahead and step with your feet directly underneath your hips. Shoulders are nicely aligned with the hips and the feet. Head is tall, chin is neutral. Feel the thumbs making contact there with your heart center. You can have your eyes open or closed. And just take a moment to center yourself. You can set an intention for your day. Feeling your feet rooting deeply into the earth, keeping that connection with your heart center, and the crown of your head reaching up into the cosmos. If you like, you can connect with the solar energy above you, being that conduit through the heart center, connecting with the core of Mother Earth. And take this with you throughout the rest of your day and evening. Namaste.